This podcast is inspired by a quote I read that says, "It's during the worst storms of your life that you get to see the true colors of the people who say they care about you." When I was a senior in college, my father died suddenly 3 weeks before graduation. It was really horrible. I was grief-stricken and also suddenly without emotional or financial support. Still crying. I got 2 extra jobs so that I could fully support myself and save for grad school. I worked and I cried a lot. How people I knew responded to my grief has informed my life and my friendships ever since. My art major roommate Lisa was amazing. She brought home some sort of dessert every night when she got off work and some other gift, comic books, toys, magazines. And she just sat with me late into the night watching old movies till I could go to bed. And every morning she'd get me out of the house to go to the pool and swim laps. She was and is a strong, solid, good person. Another friend, in fact, a friend a lot of our other friends thought was just silly and funny, was also amazing. Gail called or came by every day for months, checking in or getting me to laugh, and she even eventually got me out of the house at night to do stuff. She was so full of love, and in fact, I saw so much love in her later. I set her up with one of my best good guy friends, and they fell in love and got married. But many of my friends were still too young, too untroubled and untested to know what to do with me and my grief. They would see me on campus and literally walk to the other side of the street to avoid contact, and that actually happened over and over again. It was really hard. But again, I learned from it. And I have been thinking about that a lot recently and thinking of what I need to do and be for others in my life. And everybody's busy. Gosh, everybody's busy. Everybody carries their own pain. And really, their burden may be too heavy. If somebody's in pain, they may not be able to see over and around their pain to see yours. But we all need to look up more. If you're in pain, and certainly you can't expect your loved ones to be there for you all the time. Heck, you're a grown-up and you can carry your own pain. But having said that, if you're in pain, one of the gifts of bad times in your life is to see what is real and true about you and the people that are in your life. So you're in pain, and you might discover an abundance of love and caring. I know I have in those times. But there are other discoveries, and some of those can hurt you to the core. Because if you're going through a bad time, if you're traumatized, if you've got that pain, and more pain just seems unimaginable, and you're in this dark time, you may discover that the people you thought you knew disappear. Of course, you forgive them all. You're a grown-up, and again, people are busy and carry lots of pain themselves. But in that darkness, sometimes you can see if the people in your life are true, if they have compassion, or God, if they just plain notice that you're missing as they go about their busy lives. Now, I will tell you, again, sometimes they're not there for you in your pain because they're too much into their pain. And I think if you've ever been in pain, you will suddenly be open to the truth of other people's pain. In fact, sometimes if you've got when I was at a broken wrist, people all came up and told me their pain story. And that is much more clear. But you can also see a measure of people's true character. Pain, trauma, bad times can teach you so much. One thing I keep learning about myself and is I see whether I'm there for others. In fact, last week I called a good friend. She'd had eye surgery and I got the dates wrong. And she'd already had the surgery. She forgave me because she's a good friend. And I think I'm sharing this because I noticed I needed to look up. And yes, I speak on issues that I am continually working on. But here's the truth. Anyone can think they're a good guy or a good woman, but how you treat people you know who are going through a bad time is especially telling of character. Here's some general rules. Reaching out is absolutely appropriate. Saying, oh, I don't want to bother them, or I don't know what to say, and I don't want to intrude, that's an excuse. Saying, oh, that's not the kind of person you are, you're not touchy-feely, denies the fact that you can at any time in your life choose something different and uncomfortable for the sake of others. Silence and absence and lack of contact communicate. Are you being silent, absent? So, look up and look around and notice. And if you happen to be late like I was recently, dang it, and reach out then. And if you're the one in pain, you don't need to suffer in silence. You don't need to just be there by yourself wondering where people are. I give you permission to wave your hands. Wave your hands and say, hey, I'm right here. I could use some love. So for all of us, let's be there for each other and look up.